But for more details on the central bank bond scam, we now cross over to Ramesh Bandara, who is standing by at the Newsfirst newsroom. Ramesh, over to you.
Thank you very much, Joel. Now, as you know, the central bank bond controversy came to the forefront once again as the COPE committee, which has concluded its investigation, is preparing the final report that is to be published to Parliament. Now, after 16 months of investigations, yesterday we heard reports that there may not be one, there may be multiple reports prepared by the COPE committee on this bond investigation. This was confirmed today. Let's have a listen to what the convener of the Voice Against Corruption, Wasantha Samarasinghe, has to say about these developments.
Ranil Wickramasinghe and his henchmen have begun the operation to protect these rogues from inside COPE itself. Earlier, the UNP was of the opinion that there was no fraud committee. However, now they are shifting their stance to protect Arjuna Mahendran and lay the blame on others, such as Perpetual. These gentlemen who are saying that fraud did not take place are not explaining the matters to the country, but instead are trying to safeguard those who stole millions of state funds through technical arguments. We have received word that they are attempting to do this process from within COPE. What they are sacrificing is the EPF and the hard-earned money of the people. It is shameful to say that those who called themselves economic specialists have now become specialists in protecting thieves. Is this the Yahapalaniya promised by Ranil Wickramasinghe? Don't the experts of Ranil Wickramasinghe see that they were able to gain unusual profits due to inside information from the central bank? As the Voice Against Corruption, we call on the President to intervene in the matter immediately and appoint a presidential commission to investigate this fraud and to punish all those who were involved.
Meanwhile, the leader of the National Unity Front, Azad Salih, says that it has been too long and the perpetrators are still in the wind. Let's have a listen to what he says.
In
a backdrop where the COPE report has been prepared and is due to be presented before Parliament on the 25th of this month, MP Harsha De Silva says that the UNP group will submit a separate report. Such a thing has never occurred before in Parliament. I am ashamed of this statement. The central bank issue has become a big mess. Now they want to prepare two reports. Any political party has that right. But the question arises, who prompted this? For whom was this done? Which party benefited through this? The people are waiting to see if the perpetrators will be brought before the law and punished. It has been 20 months. This has not materialized. How much longer do they need? Mr. President, if you don't trust the FCID or the Bribery Commission, appoint a presidential commission to investigate the matter. If this is done, I am certain that all the rogues can be captured and brought before the law. Do not make any allowances just because they are members of the SLFP or UNP.
Speaking to News First earlier today, Chairman of the Committee on Public Enterprises, Sunil Handunnethe, said that the report compiled by himself and the Secretary of COPE will be presented before Parliament on the 25th of this month. Now, he also said that since a separate group of MPs had opposed this report, there will be a second report that will be presented before Parliament as well.
For the past 16 months, COPE conducted extensive investigations, gathered in information from the Auditor General as well as many others. We compiled a report and we are prepared to present this report before Parliament. This report was debated extensively both yesterday as well as the day before. A group of MPs approved this report completely. However, there was another group of MPs who opposed certain points and therefore we have to create another report taking into consideration their views. We were unable to conclude this report until 8:30 p.m. yesterday.
The chairman of COPE notes that the committee is faced with a complex situation.
We will convene on Monday as well. Since there were MPs who voiced their objections, we have to make amendments and compile a separate report. Both these reports will be presented before Parliament. If the 26 members of COPE decide they want to create individual reports, then as the chairman I am bound to present all of them before Parliament.
Sunil Handunnethe also explained the future course of action.
I need to state clearly that 2 reports will be submitted to Parliament regarding the central bank bond issue. We are facing another complicated situation due to the translation of this report. We don't have a lot of resources when translating to Tamil. The discussions we had also need to be included in the Hansard as attachments. We have prepared a plan to overcome these issues. We are attempting to present the reports on the 25th of this month, failing which we will attempt to do so by the 27th within the next parliamentary week.
Now, up until now, we've heard the views of a former chairman of COPE, the current chairman of COPE, civil society as well as one political party. Here are some of the views that were expressed by members of other political parties on this development.
We have received word that there are attempts to turn this report into a mellow one. There may be varying views, but I hope that COPE will provide us with a good verdict. Then we can take action as a government. If there are 2 reports presented, then I believe that the President will have to appoint an investigative commission to look into both reports. We can't make anyone a thief or an innocent person without a proper investigation. But I personally believe that we cannot be satisfied with the actions of the former central bank governor. If anyone commits a mistake, they should be punished. Doesn't matter to which government he belongs to and what position he occupies.
You need to ask the UMP as to why they are obstructing the COPE report. The attempts being made to protect the former governor of the central bank and the steps taken to give him high-ranking positions when he stepped down, all these are not good decisions. Members of the central bank are being questioned by the FCID. From these investigations, we have received word that the fraud amounts about 11 billion. Similar figures have also been revealed through internal investigations. I believe that the President and the Prime Minister should come together and let an open investigation be conducted on this. We speak on good governance and standing up against corruption. We see officials and politicians being whisked off each day, yet they are taking steps to safeguard the former central bank governor. These actions are contradictory.
They are saying openly that the central bank governor committed a fraud. As a country, fraud and corruption is not a good thing. Everyone accepts that the most recent large-scale fraud took place centering the central bank. We are confident that President Maithripala Sirisena will take steps against this. President Sirisena is dedicated to creating a country free of fraud and corruption. But for the past 1 year and 7 months, they have not caught any thieves, simply filed cases against them. None of these cases have been completed. Everyone is out on bail.
The bond scam has become the biggest scam in the country. The parliamentarians have split into 2 groups and are forming 2 reports. This has never happened before. If such a scam took place, investigations should be held and punitive action should be taken in order to ensure that such situations don't arise in the future again.
COPE has been vested with the responsibility of creating reports following investigations. There is no way in which there could be a division within COPE because the report they compile is based on the evidence recorded through COPE. There should be no reason to present 2 reports. The 2 factions don't gather evidence separately. If 2 reports are being presented, then there must be 2 COPE chairpersons. I believe that everyone is disgusted with the events that have transpired. Persons connected to this controversy are attempting to sabotage the COPE report. It is the responsibility of the COPE chairman to defeat these attempts.
This COPE report won't be able to capture thieves of the past, of the present. This is beginning to look like a drama. There are 2 scripts. One report has not received a lot of support, so they drafted a second one. This second report is the one that they plan to unveil. How much did the actors involved in this drama receive? We will reveal it once the drama ends.
Now, the discussions that took place within the COPE committee has been reported widely across many media platforms. There were numerous media reports that were published on the papers today as well, and one interesting report appeared on the Island newspaper, which claims that the former governor of the central bank is responsible for the treasury bond scam. Let's take a look at this report filed by the Island newspaper.
The Island newspaper reported on the discussions that took place in COPE on the said report over the past 2 days. Several other newspapers also reported on the COPE report, with some even having headlines on the matter. The headlines of the Island article notes that, quote, "Good governance MPs are in a last-ditch battle to defend their man," unquote. It also notes that the UNP is to present an alternative report disputing the damning COPE report.